What's up, y'all? It's T.M.T. We back again with another episode of the T.M.T. podcast. This is episode 6, titled Confidence. Yep. I'm going to let Miles take it right away.
All right, so today we're talking about confidence, the ins and outs of all that. And basically, quick rundown, the most basic definition I can think of for confidence is essentially just the ability to trust yourself and your abilities and what you bring to whatever it is you're trying to bring, like whatever it is. So let's just get into it. So my first question for you, Tim, I'll start as usual. As an adult, where does your confidence come from?
Dang, that's a good question, bro.
I know. Thank you. I try my best.
Really, my confidence comes from myself. I mean, to get along today, like get by today, I feel like you just have to have that confidence to just even do basic things. Talk to people. I mean, if you can't talk to people, what good can you do for any like workplace? What good can you do for like basic relationships, friendships, anything? That confidence to, step outside your comfort zone. It has to first come from yourself. Right. And I feel like even like seeing somebody else do it can build that confidence, but I'm gonna stick with my original point. It really comes from within yourself and finding that comfort zone.
Okay. I'll get back to that answer, but like Terrence?
I would say confidence comes from, well, like Tim was saying, within. Like, I feel like your value that you bring to the table in different areas of your life. For me, it's value. It's part of knowing who I am as a person, like as an individual, and being okay in the things that I enjoy doing, things that I like, and knowing that it's okay for me to like these things without anybody else's approval. And as well, I would say experiences. I feel like your experiences can bring you confidence, like in different things. Like if you see yourself do something, and the more you do it, you get better at anything in life. I feel like that can build confidence. I feel like people can bring you confidence, like through what they say, and even though it isn't everything, like things on the outside as well that you notice about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like your confidence probably got boosted when I gave you that haircut today. No, I'm kidding, but yeah.
Anyway, I mean,
no, but yeah, that's.
No, I mean that's a fair point, because I was gonna say, me personally, like my confidence really comes from like my experiences and what I wanted to be when I was younger. Because we're trying to be vulnerable on here. Yeah. So like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was like younger, I had like no confidence, low self-esteem, which ties into that level of confidence, which the difference between self-esteem and self-confidence is your self-esteem more correlates with like how you like value and love yourself, whereas your confidence is like your abilities that stem from that kind of value. So like if you don't value yourself and you don't love yourself, it's kind of hard to even equate that to being confident anyway. So like for me, I had really low self-esteem. So like when I grew up, I started like growing into myself, like I started dealing with like different experiences and things like that. That kind of made me confident in like my ability, like at this point. So I think back to your point about like, just the experiences and the people, like as I grew into like myself, that made me a little bit more confident in what I feel capable of doing.
Right.
So like, Tim, I wanted to touch back on something that you brought up. When you say yourself, right, how do you, like you personally, so how did you like find that within? Like, have you always been like a internally confident person?
No.
Okay. No. Then touch on that a little bit more.
No, I was not confident at all. I was mainly hiding behind the people in my family, bruh. Because for the longest time, I didn't even like to talk because, like, I wasn't confident what I was going to say. I'll say I wasn't confident that people would care what I had to say.
Mm.
But, like, as I got older, it's just, like, it just, like, came to me, like, why should I care? Like, is what I feel, you know, I'm going to make it to where it's, like, accurate as far as what I'm saying. Like, I'm not just gonna come out here with some big, like, oh, I'm trying to think of something that's not bad, but I'll even say, like, just basic facts that I could easily get talked out of, that I know is true, but it's just like, oh, well, is it true? Or is it like what they're saying? I should just go along with it, even though I know I'm right. Right. So it just came to that realization that who cares? Even though, like, I know I have all the right facts. So, like, I'm gonna just say whatever. I don't really care what other people think.
So you're saying like at one point you really just weren't confident in, like, your ability to, like, say things that you felt like other people wouldn't find valuable?
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that. What about you?
I would say that's part of the thing with me.
Or, like, yeah, better question, like, where did your confidence come from when you were young? Like, have you always been, like, the confident Terrence that we know, I guess?
In certain areas. I was only confident in things that I knew
You were good at.
I cared about, but I never expressed to people all the things that I cared about. That was the thing, though. And so, because, like Tim was saying, I didn't expect people to care. And then the things that I was most confident in and cared about the most, it was, like, too dear to me to just share with people. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
But, like, and it's still that way today with certain things. But I don't know. Like, I didn't express when I was young. I didn't, like, I would watch other people, like, really observe them. And especially when it came to sports, like, I didn't express myself how everybody else expressed themselves. So it made me kind of, like, I don't want to say shy away, but I would sit back. Like, if, say, going to the park and a bunch of guys just jump in playing basketball with each other, right? I didn't care for all the aggressiveness. Like, wait, why are they acting all, you know, like, when I was young, I didn't see that. Same when I played football when I was 6. Like, I sucked. I was straight trash. And it was just because, I don't know, I wasn't confident in my brothers. They was just naturally talented.
Oh, yeah.
Now, me, I was the more so, like, I would overthink it, you know, like, things like that. Until I got older, and I'm like, I have the ability as well. It's just, you know, finding yourself, finding the things that you strong in and things you're not so strong in.
Yeah, because I feel like, and you touched on a point I was about to touch on as well, about, like, ability. Like, I feel like when you're a younger kid, like, I know me, like, for a fact, like, I'm not good at a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, there's, like, not a lot of stuff that I could just say, oh, I'm just really good at this without trying. Like, when you're younger, like, there are some people that you see, like, I'll just use me and Tim as an example, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I used to be jealous of Tim. Mainly because, like, he was taller, things kind of just came kind of easy to him, like, from what I could see. Now, obviously, he might have a different perspective on that, but from what I could see, he was just good at everything. And it really irritated me, because I'm like, dang, like, how is he so good at basketball, like, without even trying? Like, why is he so tall? Why is every girl, like, love him for no reason? Like, what? I was a hater. Couldn't stand this man.
It's that light skin gene, bro.
Yeah, light skin.
No, I'm just playing. You are light skinned, but that's not the point. So I just couldn't stand this man. So, like, that made my confidence, like, waver sometimes, because I'm like, dang, like, I'm right here, but, like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So it's, like, more of an ability thing, because, like, I know, like, it's hard for, like, I know some kids, like, when they feel like they're not good at stuff, like, their confidence, like, lowers because they feel like they're not confident in their ability. And, like, if you don't realize your potential in something, or, like, someone's not, like, assuring you, like, you have potential in something, then you won't reach that that level of confidence. Like, for me, like, I've always had people tell me I was good at stuff. The problem was I never believed them.
Right.
So that's where my lack of confidence came from. Not necessarily that I couldn't do it, but it's a mindset.
It is.
So like it's that confidence for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That I
Like-
did not have.
Like you said, we all vulnerable on here, and this is stuff we've shared with each other before. Some of the stuff. Too. So like, just an example, like when I was real young, right? Like kindergarten, even. Like my brothers, he would always call me ugly, right? So
That's not funny.
No, I'm sorry, bro. 'Cause I just feel like
that's the way he said
it's
it.
something with like older siblings / cousins and stuff. They're
Right,
like, bro,
bro.
you ugly. And I'm like, am I really ugly? Like,
Like, you be thinking you are.
yeah, so
after they say it.
I promise you, like when he would say that all the time, like I would grow up believing that. You know what I'm saying? So then when people would say stuff like, "Oh, you handsome," or a girl would try to talk to me, I would never believe it. I'd
So
be like,
it's
"Yeah, you
second
lying,"
guess.
and I would just like going about my business.
That's facts.
And I'd be like, "I don't know why." Like she calling me handsome or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, see?
I'd be like, what does she really want me for? So then that can like kill relationships too, though. But it's only because at such a young age he was always saying that, so I grew up believing it. He'd be like, nah, bro, I was joking all the time. And so, but as a young boy, I didn't realize that, you know. So it took me a while when I got older to realize, like, dude, you got to be confident in yourself. Like, even if somebody don't believe something, like.
You have to.
Yeah, outside of that, I had never been called ugly. And if somebody did call me that, I mean, would I care? No. But like,
Right, and I feel like when you're younger and someone calls you ugly, you don't have that certain level of discernment and confidence in your own ability to
Right.
feel like you're attracted to others to where you're like, no, I'm not, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, they're
Right,
like,
yeah.
oh, I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more of like a, dang, they really call me ugly. Like,
Right.
because I
And
feel like
you know what?
most people have experienced that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you know, since we gonna be fully transparent on here,
Yeah.
and I feel like we want to help people. So let me say this: like doing that, I became one of those dudes that it makes me cringe today. But I promise you, like I became one of those dudes who were like, I just liked working out in general. So I wasn't working out because of that, but because I did, it made me focus on my body more and insinuate that. And I became one of those dudes who were like post pictures of his body on social media or that stupid stuff, you know, like.
Lame.
Today, could I see myself doing that for, I'm saying likes? Heck no. But I'm saying as a young dude, 6th grade type stuff. Like, you know, it's like, I'm like, what was I thinking? But you focus on these other things more, you try to insinuate certain things about you to make yourself think like, yeah, I'm not as bad as people might think.
Right.
You know, even though they might not think that way about you, it's just what somebody else try to tell you. So.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna touch back on that. Like, how you were like saying you were posting pictures for likes. When I look back on it, bro, it's so cringy because I was like,
Right.
dang, I was really just posting for likes. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't even like post anything on social media because like I really don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't know. And I don't know, for like gaining confidence for me. Or are you gonna get to that? Was it gonna be a question?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was going to, so my next, we can get back to that, but like, it kind of ties in what we're saying.
Okay, well,
I was gonna say-
I'll cut it off and then we can get there. I won't go into that part.
All right,
that I was
no,
gonna
you
go
good,
to.
go ahead.
But yeah, I was a wild time too, because it was like once Instagram was like blowing up and stuff,
Yep.
and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna post it like. Posting wild stuff on Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff.
Idiots, bro.
Bruh,
Straight morons, bro.
straight morons.
See, that's the thing, though. I feel like for me, like, I got social media very late. So, like, I really, because, like, even then, like, I didn't have, like, even though as I was, like, starting to, like, grow into my body and my, you know, like, like, all that extra stuff, like, I still didn't feel confident in, like, my ability to thrive on social media. Like, I don't like pictures of myself in general because I don't think I'm very photogenic. So, like, I wasn't confident enough in myself to be like, oh yeah, I look great. Like, I'm gonna post this picture. Like, I thought I could, like, someone could tell me this is a great award-winning photo, and I
Right.
still wouldn't do it because that's just like, it's like I said, it's a mindset. Like, most of like this confidence stuff we're about to touch on is all about is mainly about belief, not necessarily about whether you can do it or not, but having the confidence and the awareness to actually like pursue what it is you're trying to pursue with that confidence is where the confidence comes from. Which leads to my next question. So how do you guys build your confidence up when you feel knocked down?
You have some?
I focus on past experiences. Like I'd be like, man, you've been here before. You've done that before. You've done this. And I don't think it's wrong to like think to yourself about what do other people think about you or what do they tell you, because you can't only look at yourself through the eyes of yourself, because you can't really, people notice things about you that you don't notice. So I'll be like, okay, well, they said they noticed this. They said they noticed that. Could be true, you know? Like, and so I just work on it that way, really.
I feel like when I'm losing some confidence in myself, I kind of try to do like a mind game type, you know, challenge myself mentally. And be like, you said, you've done this before. Like,
yeah,
get back to it. Like, right. you can do it. Like, it is really that positive mindset and that challenge for me, that like challenging yourself can do so much. And then once you see you can actually do it again, bruh, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad you said that, and I want to ask you this question yourself that you asked us, but like, there has been certain times in my life where I'll think to myself like, man, you've been here before, or you've been through tougher challenges, or sometimes I'll put myself in certain positions on purpose to build a certain edge to myself. Like, I'll think to myself like, okay, you went to trucking school. That wasn't easy, learning how to drive a stick shift truck, but you're doing it now, and it's like second nature. Or you taught yourself how to cut hair, like just different things, or motorcycles. Like, and one night I went and rode like 3 hours by myself at night just to prove to myself I could do it if I ever needed to.
Right.
Or, you know, it's just like being alone and being able to overcome an obstacle, like things like that. I'll put myself through those challenges, because if I ever come to a point where I need that confidence, I can look back on something and say I did that. So,
and it doesn't even have to be like a big challenge that you start with. Just something small, and like that you can see you can jump through that hoop. Hey, and then what was that? What was it? Madagascar, when the tiger was like jumping, and we couldn't get through the small hole. Yeah, he was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's funny.
What would you say you do though, like in terms of that?
Like for me, like I either see, I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy for me to lose confidence, because like I said, like it's like a mental block that I haven't fully figured out yet in terms of overcoming. Like, dang, I really messed this up. I suck. Like, it's kind of like, for me, I just got to really internalize what it is I'm trying to do. And then, like, I try and take a step back and look at who's doing it. Yeah. And then, like, be like, either have a conversation with them to try and, like, pick their brain on, like, okay, so how did you do this? Or, like, for me, like, with work, like, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of a slow learner. So, like, for me, that kind of kills my confidence quicker if I'm not picking it up as fast, because, like, I want to get it. So, like, for me, it's kind of like a confidence killer when I'm going slow, or I feel like I'm going slow and I feel pressure to do something fast. So, like, for me, I'll either talk to people around me, try and, like, pick their brain to see, okay, so how did you do this? And try and just learn. Or I, like, pray about it, because, like, you know, we're all believers. So I'll just say, like, God, like, he didn't create us to be average, and he didn't create us to be fearful. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, we should always thrive in that, which brings me to this verse I found. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So I usually pray on that scripture when I'm feeling less than what I know I am, because like, I'm that guy still. But like, you know, there are times when the miles you know and love is like, bro, I suck, bro. Like, you know, it's just like the enemy playing games with me. So like, I try and take a step back and pray on it, and then realize like there is no fear in my spirit. So like I said, it always comes back to this mindset thing. Like, if you know you're capable and something's stopping you, then you have to reel back and remember who you are. Right. Like, you're powerful. I'm powerful. All y'all watching out there are powerful people. Like, it's more of a mindset stopping you from growing. So, like, that's how I do it. But, like, it's a constant thing. Like, it is. Especially when you're new at something.
For sure. what I was saying about the semi thing. Like you said, you'll get frustrated when you don't pick up on stuff.
Oh, heck yeah. It's
man.
terrible.
When I tell you, I was saying all types of cuss words. Like, man, when I could not figure out how to shift properly, and it's something, other people are watching you, especially.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Other people watching
it's a thing. It brings something else out in you, that frustration where it's like, man, if I don't get this, like, I'm just about to give up. Like, but then you be thinking, like, what would I look like, or how would I feel if I just said I gave up on this? Like, that's what I'd be thinking. And since you brought us to that point, since we're already on it, we might as well just say this for now. Like when you said the scripture, for those believers out there, if anybody, I know there's believers out there watching this, but like that is an important thing that Miles brought up. Like other ones is knowing, as just humans in general, we fearfully and wonderfully made. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Those are different things that we can quote to ourselves so we can know, like, just getting you through today or different obstacles.
For sure.
Like,
and nothing should be taken so serious to the point where you have to doubt your own ability. Like life, like whether it be a job or a sport or things, like people really overanalyze their like true human ability with stuff that really doesn't matter. I know most people at their jobs do not care about their jobs. So like if you don't pick up on it like immediately, do not stress about it. Now I'm not saying do a bad job. I'm just saying like
it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. So I have to look at it that way too, because that's something I had a big problem like with every job I've been at. I'd be like, dang, this sucks. I'm about to get fired. Like I'm about to, but like it's not that serious. And like this is something you work on and build on. But
life in itself has a learning curve.
Exactly.
Like I mean, shoot.
Yeah, and if you're not picking it up, that, like you said, don't give up. But if you're in that situation where you're not getting it, and then like they're like watching you, at least show them that you're trying and you're working hard to get to that point.
Right.
So like, I was gonna think of an example, but I think that's just self-explanatory.
Yeah, and don't let your arrogance and pride take a hold of what you don't know. I feel like sometimes people claim they're confident, but they're actually arrogant, which is just a better way of just saying you're insecure in your confidence. So you have to portray like you know more than what you do, try and make it seem like you're confident when you're not.
You know what I think arrogance comes from? I don't think arrogance even comes from yourself. I feel like that comes from other people building you up so much without you ever humbling yourself or being humble.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go here, but football, right? Now, we've played with people in football who certain people will be the talk of the town, right? And in high school, head might be so big, and it's like, if you know you're good at something, you can just go out and do it. And there's nothing wrong with saying you are good. If you know you are, that's just your confidence. But when it comes to a point where you rub it on other people, where it's like they can't even, like, almost like y'all at two different levels of just what it is to be human, dang near. Like, oh man, I'm all this. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, it's that arrogance that comes from people building you up so much, is where it's like you let it go to your head. I feel like that's the issue. That's why you ought to have people around you that's gonna be real with you, tell you where you can improve on. And I feel like what we were saying about learning curves, like the lessons we learn in life is so important, because that is what builds the confidence. Like if you was doing everything right all the time, you would have no confidence. You would just think you was perfect. The confidence only comes in because you failed at certain things and got better at them. And same with what is it? Having a brain fart now.
No, I get you, but like it's more of like your ability to grow. I feel like part of that like comfortability to be confident is just a big part of believing you know what you're doing.
Right.
Like LeBron, I'm sure he's confident every basketball game because he's been doing it for so long that he knows what he's going to do when he goes out on the court to play. Like he has that level of confidence. Yeah. So he can do that.
That's what I was going to say. Character. All those things build character. Like what character would we have if we didn't go through certain things and notice we got better at them? good character, I should say. It's along with like repetitions. Like you was just saying, LeBron, he done did it so many times. It's like those repetitions, they build confidence. And if you do something a certain amount of times and you think, oh, because I'm progressing, I don't need to do it anymore, you gonna plateau.
Yeah,
like a lot of people do.
For sure.
Yeah, from a basketball standpoint, bruh. Once you start seeing the ball to go through the net, bruh, it's just like you think you Steph Curry. That confidence go through the roof, bruh. You start pulling from half court. I'm like, I can't miss.
Stupid. I mean, it's a good mentality to have, but be realistic too. Like, you'll have centers make one shot and then just start pulling up. Like, bro, you are 7 feet. Get in the paint and stop shooting.
Right, and there's a certain quote I've heard before. I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit, but it says something like, "Amateurs do something until they get it right. Professionals, I think it says professionals. Professionals do something until they can't get it wrong."
Oh, I forget.
And that's like what you was just saying, like what y'all both were just saying about the confidence. Like once you see that ball go through the net, it's like, man, you got to keep shooting. Like you're not gonna be the best or great at anything just because you did it once,
right?
You know. So.